Welcome back from the break. You're watching NewsX. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. Bihar election dates have been announced. The state will be voting in two phases on the 6th of November and the 11th of November. The results will be out on the 14th of November. The state's longest-serving Chief Minister Nitish Kumar is facing a legacy fight backed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's double-engine government, while the opposition Mahagathbandhan is being jointly led by Tejasvi Yadav from the RJD and Rahul Gandhi. Hoping to make dents this election will be the Jan Suraj party and Prashant Kishore, who's entering the fray. What matters though are the numbers, and that's what we're focusing on today. Let's first go to this 5-question NewsX opinion poll powered by Statistically Speaking to understand the pulse of the voters in Bihar as things stand today. Let's show you, of course, what the questions were that we asked our viewers and what the response has been. So what are the findings of this opinion poll that of course has been done and that we are revealing today? So here are the results of the opinion poll. The first big question we asked our responders was, who is the most popular choice to be Chief Minister of Bihar? And interestingly, it's Nitish Kumar who has come out tops in that survey result. Nitish Kumar has got 47% responders saying that he is their preferred choice to be CM of Bihar. Tejasvi Yadav comes in second with 31% people favoring him to be Chief Minister. 16% people believe that Prashant Kishore would be a good choice for Chief Minister, and only 6% people support Chirag Paswan. The next question posed to respondents was, who will form the next government in the state of Bihar? And here you can see it is an overwhelming 52% which has gone in favor of the NDA combined to repeat government in the state of Bihar. 34% people believe it's going to be the opposition Mahagathbandhan forming government in the state, and 14% people say they can't say. The next question we asked responders was, do you believe Prashant Kishore can win seats? And 32% people said yes. Interestingly though, overwhelming 51% people though said no, he's not going to win any seats this time around. 17% said maybe. So that's of course the opinion on PK. What about the biggest poll issue? What for our respondents was the biggest poll issue this Bihar election? 48% people have gone in favor of development. 21% people have said it's actually the voter rolls, that's the SIR exercise. 13% people said caste. 11% people said it was religion. That was their biggest voting issue. How would you rate the performance of the Nitish Kumar government in Bihar? Was the next question asked, and the result, as you can see over here, was that good got 38%, poor got 32%. So not much difference there. However, if you add the excellent, that was 18%, and can't say was 12%. So these are of course the results of this NewsX Statistically Speaking opinion poll, and let me quickly get in a few comments now to this. Venkata Narayan, senior journalist, is joining us live. Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, is live with us. Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, is also joining us on the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Venkata Narayan. What stands out for you in this opinion poll? Is it the fact that Nitish Kumar still remains a popular choice to be CM? Is it the fact that the responders of the survey believe that it will be the incumbent government that will repeat? An overwhelming majority believe the NDA is forming government again. Does it surprise you, or is it as per your expected forecast?
Well, Uday, this is a bit of a surprise because Nitish has been the Chief Minister of Bihar for a total of 8 times, and his regime lasted 17 plus years. And even now, your people are claiming, I mean, your poll.
Bro, this is a
your poll suggests that he is expected to win for the ninth time. That would be very interesting. But I also want to bring to the notice of our viewers a few other recent opinion polls done. One was done by Sea Voter Survey. It was reported on the 2nd of October. It shows Tejaswi Yadav as the leading preferred candidate for chief ministership by polling 35% of the vote, even though this is seen as slipping compared to earlier urges. In the same survey, Prashant Kishore is rising as the third option, and Nitish Kumar's appeal is more volatile. So I think, should tell the viewers a bit about the last election 5 years ago, what happened, and the main contenders for power were the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan. And in that, what happened was that the NDA got 37.3% of the popular vote, whereas Mahagathbandhan got 37.2% of the vote. That 0.1% of the vote made a difference of 15 seats, which the NDA got more than the Mahagathbandhan. As a result, they formed the government. So the remaining 25-26% of the vote went to small parties like the BSP, AI, MIM, LJP, so on and so forth. What that means is every fourth voter prefers to vote for the smaller parties or independents and all that. The other 75% of the votes are split between the NDA and Mahagathbandhan. But this time around, Uday, Prashant Kishore will be the X factor. He is likely to cut into the NDA vote because a lot of people who have seen Nitish Kumar as the chief minister for a total of 17 years, he is now being called the Joe Biden of Bihar because he has become forgetful. He calls Mr. Modi Atal Bihari Vajpayee, so on and so forth. The list of his mistakes or memory lapses are too long to mention here. So it seems to me at this point of time that nobody is going to get a massive majority. Whoever wins will win by a few seats. There is also a possibility of Bihar producing a hung house and Prashant Kishore emerging as a kingmaker. Uday?
Absolutely. Let me also, in fact, draw in Professor Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, in here. Professor Nalapat, interestingly, PK could emerge as a kingmaker, believes Venkat Narayan, but a lot of the respondents of this survey don't believe he'll win even a single seat. What do you make of that finding of the survey and the other findings that stand out according to you?
Well, look, the point is that obviously the polarization regarding Prashant Kishore, PK, let's call him, and frankly, until until a swimmer hits the water, we can't judge how good he or she is. So when Prashant Kishore tests himself in the fiery cauldron of Bihar politics, and it's an extremely fiery cauldron, then by the end of the process, when results are declared, we'll know whether he's successful or not. I would only like to say that I think, the overwhelming feeling in Bihar, they definitely, in my view, would like to see a change from Nitish Babu. He's been there for quite some time. I think it's time for possibly for him to go and to the more, the more comfortable confines of a Raj Bhavan somewhere. And that is my personal view. And I personally believe that 17 years is a very long time, and he doesn't seem to be in the best of shape. So frankly, Uday, I'm not very sanguine about him as a vote puller. Having said that, there's no doubt that from a Bihar voter, like the UP voter, and by the way, you got a UP election also coming up next year. So Bihar is important, UP is important. I just want to make two more points. One, whoever wins or loses in Bihar or UP possibly may face a disadvantage, like what's happening to the Congress party in Karnataka, because you cannot satisfy the people. And you frankly, at various levels, you cannot really succeed in driving out all corruption. So this might help the party that's not in power, and I foresee that for the BJP in Karnataka vis-a-vis contest with the Congress. So I would like to say that, it's important to basically look at the Bihar voter and the UP voter, people who are very frankly known to make up their minds in advance. And it's the undecided voter, about 20%, that the last minute campaigning is all about. Here, the big crowd puller for the BJP is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He is far and away the most popular leader, and I don't think, frankly, that any other leader is close. The next would be quite some distance behind, and that is Rahul Gandhi. But the reality is, as far as Tejasvi is concerned, he's suffering from the handicap of the shadow of his family, and frankly, his family had not been particularly efficient in rooting out corruption. I mean, I'm putting it very mildly.
Yes.
And second, in providing a good administration.
Okay.
So that's Tejasvi's problem. Is he really changed? He comes from the same family background.
Okay.
And that family background, frankly, was less than successful.
That's pulling him down. That's pulling him down, you believe. Okay. I'll come to you on the voter issues as well in just a second. Let me quickly draw in a quick perspective from Tehseen Poonawalla as well, who's joined us. Tehseen, what are your first, takeaways from the findings of this survey? What do you make of the projections that this survey is making as far as the most favored CM candidate and the projection of the NDA repeating government in Bihar is concerned? Also, interestingly, on the issue of Prashant Kishore, a lot of responders believe he won't win even a single seat.
I'm sorry, I'm not talking about the finding. I was told very clearly this is about the election results. I have no idea about these findings. I haven't studied them. I won't speak about something I haven't studied. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I'll ask you then a general question. I'm surprised our producers have not briefed you on this survey. But Tehseen, the election dates have of course been announced today as well. The poll bugle has been officially blown by the EC. It's a two-phase election. किसकी तरफ हवा है? तहसीन पूनावाला का क्या मानना है?
I believe it will be a tough election. I do believe that people are fed up of Nitish Kumar ji. I do agree with the good professor that Nitish Kumar ji has served his term. I believe that he is the Joe Biden of Bihar, and it's difficult and it's unfortunate to see him in the state he is in. So he will no longer be chief minister. I don't believe he's going to cross even, his party is going to cross even 30 seats. It is a tough battle. There is VIPs come on the side of the Mahagathbandhan India Alliance. Chirag Paswan is contesting from the BJP side. So it's going to be a tough battle. But I do believe that the people of Bihar should vote for themselves, should vote for development. There is nothing in the last 20 years that Nitish BJP has done that has been good for Bihar. They may talk about generic development, but Bihar is still bottom of the pyramid in the Niti Aayog reports. It's still the second worst state in terms of crime. And I think Bihar and the people of Bihar deserve better for the 20 years that they have suffered under Nitish Kumar ji.
Okay. Well, let me in fact on that note quickly address some more numbers coming in. This is now the opinion poll of IANS and Matriz. So this is the IANS and Matriz opinion poll. Let's quickly go across and reveal to our viewers what this pre-poll survey and opinion poll says. This of course has been done by IANS and Matriz. So they have in fact given their projections for who is forming government in Bihar, and there you can see it. 243 is the total seat count. The majority mark is 122. Who's forming government according to them? Well, it is seeming like they are giving the state once again to the BJP and JDU as well. So INS and Matriz pre-poll Bihar opinion poll projects Bihar will go to BJP and JDU, that is the NDA alliance. Of course, not to forget the LJP, Ramvilas and the RLM as well. So let's quickly show you the breakup. They believe it's going to be the BJP that will be the single largest party. 80 to 88 is the projection according to this pre-poll survey. The RJD and JDU are neck to neck, coming in second there with 60 to 65 seats and 60 to 65 seats apiece. It's the Congress party then that comes in with 7 to 10 seats projected for them. As far as the LJP Ramvilas is concerned, it's projected to get between 4 to 6 seats. The RLM of Upendra Kushwaha is projected to get 1 to 2 seats. The CPIML, which is of course in alliance with the RJD, they are projected to get 6 to 9 seats. The CPI is projected to get 1. This opinion poll predicts that Jan Suraj will make a winning debut in terms of at least a few seats in this Bihar election. But they are only going to get 2 to 5 seats is what this opinion poll is suggesting. The AIMIM gets between 1 to 3 according to this survey. For the VIP party, VIP is also, remember, allied with the RJD. They are projected to get between 2 to 4 and others are projected to get between 7 to 10. So clearly, if this survey adds up 80 plus 60 plus 4 plus 1, then clearly of course it goes past the majority mark. So this opinion poll projects it will be the NDA forming government once again in Bihar. What's your first reaction to that, Tehseen Punawala? The Matriz INS opinion poll projecting NDA to repeat, Tehseen. Okay, I think we're having some connection issues with him. Venkat Narayan, another opinion poll projecting that it will be the NDA government repeating in Bihar. What is your first reaction to this big development?
Uday, the NDA is pumping in a lot of money. They have access to helicopters. They're spending a lot of money on, digital campaigning and all that. And the Mahagathbandhan does not have the resources to match the spending the kind of money which the NDA is able to do at the moment. So I'm not surprised that this poll is suggesting a possible victory by the NDA. If the NDA does, come to power as being predicted by your own poll as well as the IANS poll, it would seem to me that Nitish Kumar may be sworn in as the chief minister initially for a few months or whatever. Afterwards, he may be persuaded to resign or quit in favor of somebody from the BJP. This is what I believe at this point of time. Uday?
All right. Okay, Venkat, stay with us, Venkat Narayan. Before I get in Professor Nalapat's view as well on this, I want to quickly also now put out the vote share projection. So let's quickly go across and show our viewers what is the vote share projection for the different parties in this INS and Matriz pre-poll opinion poll for the state of Bihar. So according to them, of course, it is the NDA which will be the single largest coalition as far as vote share is concerned, picking up 49% of the total votes in Bihar. 36% vote share will go to Mahagathbandhan according to them, and others will get 15% of the vote share is what this pre-poll survey suggests. Let me address that now to Professor Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, a big poll, pre-poll projection by this agency, these agencies, they're giving the state to the NDA and they're giving it pretty comfortably. If we look at the numbers in the vote share, Professor Nalapat, what is your first reaction to this? If this is, if this meets your expectations, what are the factors that contribute to this? And the main voting issues too, sir.
And that is that this victory in Bihar, assuming the opinion polls are correct, will be due entirely to the personal charisma and pulling power, vote pulling power of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That is the biggest asset that the NDA has got, Prime Minister Modi himself. And frankly, that asset is very important, especially in the Hindi belt, whether it be Bihar, whether it's UP, that asset is extremely important. I think, quite frankly, if there's a clear link shown between the national elections, which is due some years later, and the Bihar election, I think then the Bihar voter, who frankly votes for regional parties, but thinks nationally, and I think that way that could influence the Bihar voter. So I'm not surprised that the NDA has been projected to win. I'm not very sure about the margin, but I do predict that the NDA will win. And I agree with Venkat. I think, Nitish needs to hang up his boots in the chief minister's office. It's an extremely demanding job. You have to work 24/7, 18 hours a day. I don't think Nitish Kumar is up to that. I think a Raj Bhavan is more suited to him. And I'm pretty, whether that happens or not, I don't know who's going to take over, whether it'll be BJP or whether it'll be,
Yes. Now,
Nitish
as far as the
It
issues
may be
though,
either. It may be either. But I would like to point out, I fully concur with this view that the NDA has got the
so you
edge.
believe if the NDA comes back, it will be a BJP CM, Professor Nalapat?
Look, I'm not willing to hazard a guess as to who's going to be the CM of Bihar. Various calculations were taken into consideration, but one thing
No,
I
that
can
is if they win.
Well, in my view, they'll get very many more seats.
Okay.
And whether they will step aside or not, I don't know. If you recall, way back in Kerala, there's a ministry formed under Chief Minister of
Yes.
CPI, Achyuta Menon,
Yes.
and the Congress by far the largest number of seats.
Yes.
So we don't know, but the
Venkatnarayan, development is also an important issue for voters of Bihar, is what they've told our agencies as well. They've said development is an important issue for them, but interestingly, so is SIR. Electoral rolls also continues to be an issue despite the Supreme Court order, despite the final voter roll.
Yeah, but the election commissioner said, this afternoon when he announced the dates for the Bihar elections, that this is going to be the most transparent election in the history of India. I would like to, take his word for it. I am sure, because the entire country's attention will be on Bihar elections alone. So I think elections, I would like to think, will be free and fair. And so I don't see any doubt on that. But I am impressed by the fact that the NDA is going to poll 49% of the popular vote. Last time they had 37.3, whereas Mahagathbandhan had 37.2.
Yes.
And on the narrow majority of 0.1%, Uday, they got 15 seats more. That is, their total was 125, yes. And they formed the government.
Yes.
So I think what is going to happen, depending on which party is going to get more seats, either JDU or BJP, and I like to think that party will have a rightful claim for the chief ministership. Even though Nitish might initially be made the chief minister, he has to make room for somebody else.
Right. All right. I'm going to have to leave it at that. We've run out of time. My thanks to our guests for joining us. Let's slip into a short break on that note.